Happy Saturday, foodie friends, grain-free VIPs, and welcome to today's Slice of the Grain-Free Lifestyle episode, where our topic is, why do I feel like I'm always failing at my grain-free lifestyle? Oh my goodness! I'm so glad you guys picked this one because the feeling of failure can make such a difference. So my name is Nina Blake, and I've been living a grain-free, allergy-friendly lifestyle for 13 years. As someone who avoids apples, almonds, bananas, beef, blueberries, cassava, corn, dairy, eggs, all grains, peas, pork, potatoes, soy, pineapple, oranges, sunflower, sweet potatoes, benzoic acid, and whose husband is lectin and legume free, I know what failure feels like. But I also know how delicious success can be. All right, so in today's episode, we're going to talk about words we can use instead of failure, what we can do with failure, and how to step away from failure and to step into a thriving, grain-free, allergy-friendly lifestyle. Is it okay if I show you something before we get into that? As you are coming on and being notified that I am here live, please say hello in the chats. I really want to connect with you, and I want to thank you for spending your time with me. Now, this is my lectin-free sandwich bread. I am so excited. I'm sharing this recipe with my VIPs in February, but today I'm going to snack on it, okay? So I got to give it one more toast. Okay. Hey, Ginger, thank you for being live with me. Hey, Katie, I'm so glad you're here. And if you are catching this on replay, could you please use hashtag replay? Now, to start today's talk, I want to open with a quote from Nelson Mandela. I never lose. Either I win or I learn. Okay? I want you to take the word failure out because you are not a failure. You are not failing. Every time you don't get the results that you are hoping for, you are learning. And I know it feels awful to be constantly learning, but there's no other way to get to success. So let's talk about how we can learn. And I'm curious, before we start, can you tell me what makes you feel like you're failing? For me, when I first started, it was because I had all these ingredients. I blew money on them. 17 different types of flours at once. And in my pantry, half my ingredients had expired, so I felt like a failure because I was wasting money. I never got the results I wanted because I had to substitute so many different ingredients. I mean, there weren't any recipes that I could find that were ready to go safe for me. So like you've heard me say before, when I was substituting ingredients, I didn't make bread, I made bricks. This is bread. It looks like bread. It tastes like bread. I'm toasting a slice now. So how did I get from that place where I was wasting money? I felt like I was failing because I was wasting money. I was wasting ingredients. Nothing came out the way I wanted. To the bread that's safe for me, that's safe for my family, that I can enjoy. All right, let's dive in. Okay. You are not failing. I don't care how bad things are going. Your effort, the amount of try hard, gonna get this right until I die, right? Or die trying, that makes you a success. So I want to erase that term failure, and I want you to allow yourself the grace that every tech company gives themselves. They don't say failure, they say beta mode. You are not a failure. You are not failing. You are in beta mode. Now, yes, we want to get out of beta mode so that we can thrive. Now, what does thriving look like to you? To me, thriving looks like having a toasted slice of bread that I can enjoy safely. I need butter. So this is my lectin-free butter. Good thing I have 2 more pounds in the fridge. I'm out. But that's okay. I have 2 more pounds in the freezer from when I prepped a couple weekends ago. And they are ready to go when I want them. So I'm going to melt my butter. And then we are going to dive deep into our topic. From failure to thriving in your lifestyle. Many of us We set the bar too high when we are in beta mode. Now think for a minute about the most successful tech companies that you know of. I mean, think Apple, think like everything, every piece of technology in your house. Like, think about those big tech companies. When they are beta testing, they don't have one person working on it. They have teams, right? And you're just one person. That makes you the CEO of your grain-free lifestyle. And as the CEO, you get to prioritize. So you're in beta mode. Okay. What one thing are you going to work on? Most of us, we spread ourselves too thin. And in between taking the kids to practice and doctor's appointments and trying to spend time together as a family, we're also trying to have grain-free pizza, grain-free cheeseburger casserole, grain-free chicken nuggets, and replicate grandma's famous cheesecake, all without grains and top allergens. And that can't happen simultaneously. It certainly can happen, and it's pretty delicious. Like, it is absolutely worth it to craft that dream grain-free lifestyle. Now, it has taken me 13 years to get where I am, and I don't want it to take you that far, or to take you that long. I think that with what I've learned, you can get your dream grain-free lifestyle in less than a year. Oh, excuse me. I have a young helper who is yelling at me right now. Kodak, come here, please. No one wants to listen to you cry. I'm sorry, you can't see him on camera, but he's underneath, so I apologize for the barking. So anyway, I think you can get your dream grain-free, allergy-friendly lifestyle in a year or less, and get out of beta mode and get into that thriving state where you are dreaming of, where you can have bread and butter and pizza. Now, you know, I believe everybody deserves pizza and cake on their birthday. Excuse me, I have to let someone out. That is not very nice of you, sir. Mama's busy. I do apologize. If you are just joining me and you saw me off camera, that was because my eldest child decided that he needed to go out. He's going to be 10 years old, and we do not argue with a 10-year-old dog who needs to go outside. So again, apologies. So from failure to thriving in our grain-free lifestyle, you may be trying to do too much at once. And the fastest way to stay in beta mode and to stay in beta mode forever is to try and do too much at once. Instead of acting like the CEO of that big tech company and making your implementation, your research and development team, that's you, you're wearing lots of hats here, focus on one thing at a time. And if you're going, well, what do I mean? I mean, beautiful things can happen in beta mode, because in beta mode, you get big, ginormous successes. What do I mean? Well, the same flour that I use to make this bread is the same flour that I use to make these brownies. Again, looks like bread, tastes like bread. Looks like brownies, tastes like brownies. This is my dessert, so I'm not having it now. I'm having bread instead. Bread and butter, people. No grains, no dairy, no top allergens, no lectins, no legumes. Now, beautiful things happen in beta mode. When you keep things simple, you start making big gains, even though you're only doing small things. For me, I started building my way out of beta mode, going from beta mode, where I was failing a lot, to thriving when I threw away the 17 different flours and started saving money. And I went with one simple grain-free, lectin-free flour blend and one simple egg replacer that I could use in all my baking, so I wasn't reinventing the wheel. I learned how the flour acted in recipes. I learned how the egg replacer acted in recipes. And then it was about opening the cookbook and breaking the recipes that I wanted, which is how you see me enjoying brownies and donuts. I haven't made those in a while. I asked my husband if he wanted donuts during the snowstorm. He said, no, I want more brownies. And I'm like, well, I think I want donuts. So if we have power on Monday and no school on Monday, I'm making donuts. I know. Point being, when we pare things down, our success goes up significantly because we're not trying to perfect 85 things at once. You're perfecting 1 or 2 things at once. When you take failure off the table and you start focusing on what am I going to learn here, things improve significantly. And you have to be willing to say, I need to do things differently. And if you're watching this right now and you're going, I will do anything to get food, well, then I want you to use my calendar link below so that we can connect and I can teach you how to do things differently and get you my VIP recipe box so that you can eat like normal and get out of beta mode as fast as possible and go to a thriving, grain-free, allergy-friendly lifestyle where you are eating like normal again. Now, I told you, I've been doing this for 13 years. My first 5 years did not go well, but I made it. And I don't want you to struggle the way I did. Okay, what failures did I make my first year? Oh, I made bricks instead of bread, shingles and sheetrock instead of cookies, and one nasty batch of cookies that smelled like socks. Couldn't even eat them. God bless the lovely woman at church who decided that I needed to try that recipe, that would be the one. I know she was just trying to help. But when we shift from, I'm going to try everything, I'm going to do everything, I'm going to perfect everything, and we keep it simple, our success goes up. Because we are absolutely still learning. And it might take 3 tries to get that recipe right. But while you're trying only one recipe, you're perfecting it. You're journaling. You're writing down what worked. How did this taste? What do I want? And that is what I do with my VIPs. I teach them how to get their recipes from home cook mode to chef mode. Many of them are actually home bakers who run home baking businesses. And for them, they're able to eat safely and help their clients, which is pretty spectacular. Now, let me tell you, it feels so good to have bread again. So if you're in beta mode, 3 things can happen when you're in beta mode. The first one is you're learning. You face plant. Didn't go right. Maybe what happened to you, what happened to me on my lectin-free journey, where suddenly, boom, overnight, my husband needed to switch from grain-free to completely lectin-free. His body was in a complete state of chaos. And although I had been grain-free for 12 years, didn't know much about lectin-free. So I had to learn fast, face plant, living in beta mode, face plant, failure, face plant, failure, face plant, failure. I made a loaf of bread that looked beautiful on the outside. It had a big tunnel you could drive a train through in the middle of it. I don't care who you are. You have to agree with me. That was not the result that I was hoping for. But guess what I got? Breadcrumbs. And in beta mode, we take those itty bitty teeny weeny successes and we grow on them. And with that loaf of bread, I could drive a train through the tunnel through. I got breadcrumbs for my casseroles. And so it took almost 6 months before accidentally, didn't even know what I did, couldn't replicate the loaf. After 6 months, I got a loaf of bread that I could enjoy. Now we're about 13 months later. Can I show you the loaf of bread that's in my oven? It should be cool enough for me to take out with just a dish towel. Okay. This is the loaf of bread that I baked today. Oops. Still warm. Guess what, people? It's bread. It's sandwich bread. And it's going to get us through this nice storm. And so I never would have gotten to that beautiful loaf of bread if I hadn't been willing to ask myself, what did I do wrong? What can I do differently? If you are in that camp where you're like, I don't have time for the brain work. I just need to know how to eat like normal again. I want you to use my calendar link below. Reach out to me so that I can get you my VIP recipe box, so that you can enjoy cheeseburger casserole and liquid mozzarella cheese that you can pour on your pizza, and brownies and pizza crust and mayonnaise that is real, and cream cheese and bacon cheddar ranch dip, cheeseburger sliders, so that you can have a Super Bowl Sunday that is everything that you've been dreaming of and more, because it will be grain-free. It will be without top allergens, and no one's going to notice the difference. And for those of you who are like, well, I'm hanging out here in beta mode, and I'm pretty comfortable with beta mode. Okay. I lived in beta mode for years because I couldn't find anybody to help me. Let me tell you, if I could have, I would have done whatever they told me to do and more. But there was nobody, not the doctor, not the nutritionist, not the naturopath. They all told me what I should do. Eat protein and veggies and you'll be fine. Anyone who says eat protein and veggies has never spent a decade missing out on cake at their own birthday party, because you're not fine. And I think the fact that we spend so much time missing out makes it hard for us to see our own successes. So as you are in beta mode, my challenge to you is find one good thing every day. Maybe it's a slice of bread. Maybe it's the fact that you didn't cave. Maybe you read a label at the grocery store and you put something back because you know, oh, that's a hidden grain. And if you're like, hidden grains, what? There are more than 150 ingredients made from grains lurking on labels. And if you're like, oh my God, Nina, what? It's okay. I didn't know that either. It took me 10 years to do the research, to get a list going so that when I go shopping, I don't have to have it memorized. I check my list. And if you feel like you're failing all the time, if you're in beta mode because of these things, you don't have to stay there. Yes, I'm confident you can do it on your own. But I know it took me 10 years, and I don't think anybody should spend a decade missing out like that. Ugh, it makes you crazy. So in beta mode, we either perfect things or we learn lessons, and those lessons help us perfect. And as we perfect our techniques, we perfect our recipes, we perfect our routines, we can start living and eating like normal again. And that is the best, because suddenly you get that motivation, whether it's the first slice of bread and you're like, I made bread. I'm going to make sandwiches with this bread. I am going to use this bread to make stuffing. It's phenomenal. And suddenly, your world explodes. The distance between beta mode and a thriving grain-free lifestyle is very short. But it's kind of like looking across a chasm. There are two ways across. You can climb all the way down the chasm and climb all the way up and feel very proud of yourself. Or you can build a bridge across. It is not defeat if you feel like you're in beta mode forever. As long as you're trying, you are being successful. And I'm proud of you for how hard you're trying. And if you're going, I can't do this anymore, I hear you. I wish there was somebody who I could have called 13 years ago, because this is hard. Nobody should have to do this. It was only sheer stubborn will that made it so I got bread, because I didn't stop trying. But I don't think you should have to spend 13 years figuring it out. So use my link, and together we'll craft the grain-free lifestyle that you've been dreaming of. Why? Because the possibilities are endless when you break a recipe.